NBA star Ja Morant has sued and won in an arbitration case. Let's talk about it. All right, here it says NBA star Ja Morant awarded 6 figures in a lawsuit. And of course, you know, I've done stories on Ja Morant before. He's a franchise player for the Memphis Grizzlies, at least in my opinion. He's definitely one of the most exciting players in the NBA. Young players can really athletic and fly, exciting, dynamic player to watch. And I've also done videos of him before where he was suspended, but this isn't about that. This is about him actually going against someone else in some sort of contractual dispute. So what happened here? It says Morant was reportedly awarded $300,000 in damages and interest after the NBA star sued a Memphis restaurant, the Wing Guru, for breaching their contract. And it goes on to say, a Shelby County Chancery Court has ordered the Memphis restaurant, the Wing Guru, to pay NBA star the Grizzlies' Ja Morant over $300,000 in damages after the All-Star point guard sued them for breach of contract. Now, what is this contract about here? You know, because this is going to be key. Because when they have a breach of contract, so you know you already established that you have a contract in the first place, right? And so, because you can't breach something that's not a contract, and for you to really understand contract laws, I always tell people, don't even try to figure that out. Let your attorney figure that out here. But what was this contract about? I don't know. So let's see here. Ja Morant claimed that he and the Wing Guru, the Memphis restaurant, had an agreement for him to promote the Memphis restaurant, but continued to use his name, image, and likeness even after they stopped paying him. Now, you've heard me talk about name, image, and likeness, or for short, NIL, but I mostly talked about that on a collegiate level because that's where the big news that came out with the Supreme Court of the United States had a rule against the NCAA that they were violating antitrust laws. And so they allowed, ever since 2021, 2022, they allowed college students to now receive NIL deals. But Ja Morant himself is no longer in college. So one would think, well, why does the NIL even talk about him? Because NIL is just a generic legal term of art that allows anyone, athlete or not, doesn't matter if you're professional, if you're an amateur, or if you're just an actor, or if you're just someone off the street, man, who does business with some sort of merchant, some sort of business, say, hey, you can use my name, my image, and my likeness to promote your business. And if that's the case, then that is lawful and you have some sort of contract. Typically, though, it's going to be in exchange for something. So what happened here? Well, it says here, Fox 13 previously reported that Morant had agreed to a contract to promote the business some years ago, but later sued after the restaurant stopped paying him while continuing to use his name, image, and likeness to promote their food. Morant's lawyer said the Wing Guru responded to their claims on Instagram, claiming that they will receive the full $75,000 they were owed, but Morant claimed he never received the money. Couple things. So, okay, it looks like he got into a contract with this local eatery in Memphis about, hey, you know what? Let us use your whole name, image, and likeness to promote our food here. You're a celebrity. You're a star athlete for the local team here in Memphis. In exchange, we will pay you X amount of dollars. So whatever they agreed to pay him is not here. Because I don't have the actual lawsuit. Normally I put up the lawsuit, but here this case went to arbitration, so the lawsuit did not go public. At least I couldn't find it. Nonetheless, it said they will agree to pay him in exchange for using his name, image, and likeness. And he said this contract was entered into some years ago. So I don't really know the terms and details of the contract, but you know they have one, and he brought it before the courts before it went into arbitration. But whatever it was, it looks like they owed him, or at least they were claiming that they owed him via Instagram, the full $75,000. I guess that was outstanding. I don't know what to make of that. Maybe they felt like they only owed him $75,000 more of the contractual obligations. I'm not sure. But whatever the case, Morant say he never even got that. Another point I want to make out is that they went to Instagram to respond to Ja Morant's claims. Personally, I'm not one of those attorneys who advises his clients to get on Instagram or any other public platforms to discuss their legal claims. I don't care if it's civil or criminal. I am not a fan of that. I always advise my clients, whatever you got going on, legal issues, you do not discuss them on public platforms, because everything you say on a public platform is free game and it can be used against you. And look like here, they actually used this Instagram post against this local restaurant to indicate that there was definitely a contract here and that was definitely something that they breached. So it looks like when you go on, it says the case went to an arbitrator who sided with Morant, ordering the restaurant to stop using his name and stop using his likeness and pay $300,000 in compensations and damages plus interest and another $65,000 in interest and legal costs. And the business had until late November 2024 to either try to get this case thrown out or paid, but Morant's lawyer said neither happened. So, hey, looks like here he's been awarded this $300,000 plus $65,000 in interest and legal fees. So, you know, good day. Congrats to Ja Morant. You know, sometimes these things are tough. This is very, very common, man, when you have these, you know, types of people, these types of players and athletes and entertainers. These lawsuits is not too out of the way. So now you know all that. Basically, it was a contract to promote this local restaurant in exchange by using Ja Morant's name, image, and likeness. But the restaurant neglected to pay him according to what's filed here. You tell me, what do you think? Do you think this $300,000 is enough? I mean, Ja Morant is a big time player. He is not one of those players who just, you know, is in the NBA and, you know, he gets in the game. No, he is a flat out superstar. It says earlier here that he's an NBA All-Star. And I think the article even refers to him as a franchise player. He is one of the top players in the NBA. And so if you get to use his name, image, and likeness, being who he is, and has a huge contract with his team, as well as other NIL and other endorsement deals, do you think this $300,000 was enough? And do you think $65,000 in interest and legal fees is also suffice? I want to hear your thoughts. I always welcome what you guys tell me. I welcome your comments and your thoughts. So you tell me what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. It's your brother, Attorney Jeff.